XFM 104.9, kicking off there with the Dandy Warhol Steve.
Sure.
Ricky Gervais Show, with me, Steve Merchant.
Well, they always let me say that.
Well, I thought you would...
What?
Well, it's 1:05, isn't it?
Already an error has occurred.
Yeah,
it's a shame, because it could have been slick.
But, Steve, we've got some great music.
We've got
I've been on a bit of a soul tip this week, to be honest. Yeah, I was a bit of a folky last week, but, you know, you got stuff from, like, early Bowie, some Stevie Wonder, a little bit of Groove Armada. We've got the classics. We've got Coldplay, we've got Blur, we've got Ash. We haven't planned anything for the show.
Got nothing, have you? You're just reading the list
of songs that I might
thinking that
play.
will fill up some time.
Oh, no.
Anything interesting happened to you over the week? Nope.
No, I just swore off air, and Carl went, never swear in an on-air studio.
I love it when Carl tries to sound like he's professional and understands the business.
Yeah.
You don't fool us, Carl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could buy like a Carl, you know, like those Garfields you can stick on a car window.
Oh yeah.
I reckon we should be able to get a car like that we could send out as a gift to people.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't
Just
it?
his little face pressed up against the glass, like a window licker.
Yeah, like you'd have to lick his face to stick it there.
Yeah, that'd be a joy.
Oh, bless him. Or one of those things you throw out a window and it sort of like flaps down. They sell them for a quid.
Yeah, exactly. Or
those
little dancing
baby
cars.
Pigeons. That's what we used to use. Or frogs from the pond.
Sure.
That's cruelty to animals, and I don't condone that. And it was a joke before the RSPCA phone in and say stop throwing frogs at windows.
Well, people who are listening,
and I don't mean the French, by the way. That sounds like xenophobic. Before someone calls in and says stop throwing French people at windows. Yeah. So I'm digging myself into a hole here, aren't I? Yeah. It's all gone horribly wrong.
Quick, mention the Germans and then let's go.
Yeah. I don't mind the Germans.
No, good.
Carl.
I wonder if people know what Carl looks like in the wide world. Is there any reason why they should have you ever featured on anything, or?
He's like Moby. He looks like Moby.
He does look like Moby. Yeah, that's what he does.
Does that help?
Is that a compliment?
Sort of a Moby who's
mank.
Had a bit of a tough paper round when he was younger.
Yeah, that's right.
A bit more knackered than Moby.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. See, I think Moby's great. He's one of those people that every opens his mouth, I sort of like, I'd love to be mates with him. He talks sense. He's interesting. He's lovely. I don't like his records. There's nothing I can do about that. If I ever come top mates with him, and after about a few years of us like driving around and having a party, I'll go, Moby, I've never liked anything you've ever done.
Is that what you do with your mates? Just drive round? What are you, 16?
Never. Never done that.
Go to a car park and just do handbrakes.
Never. I haven't done that since I was like 17, when like it was great to someone had a car.
You couldn't believe that you were just moving.
I remember once, right, my mate, Bob, had a car, and there was me and another friend in it, and we were young, about sort of 18, and he did a U-turn when he shouldn't, and this motorbike hit him and came off, and the music, it was just turning the music down. It was really, really bad, right? And he was there, and he was really worried, and the motorbike bloke was dazed, and he went, "You okay? I'm really sorry." And the bloke said, "Yeah." And I put my head out the window and went, "Sorry about that, mate. That's the third one today." And this motorbike just looked at him, and he went, "No, don't do that, Gervais. Why'd you do that? Why'd you say that?" I just thought it would be funny. I didn't really understand the severity of this.
Have I told on the radio before about that time when I just passed my test and I was driving my parents' Volvo estate, and we went off driving down some country lanes? Have I mentioned
this the one with the?
Yeah. I've told you, have I?
Yeah.
Have I told you, Carl?
No, go on.
Well, maybe I'll tell you a bit later on.
Let's play a record.
I'll tell you that.
There's a great anecdote about a Volvo estate coming up.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff you're getting on XFM this Saturday afternoon.
Do you want some Coldplay or what?
Oh, I'd love to.
Bones sinking like stones, all that we fall. Everybody here's got somebody to lean on.
Coldplay. Don't panic. That's the title of the song as well as what I was saying. In fact, I was just saying the title of the song, if I'm being honest, making it sound like it was Conversation, XFM 104.9. It's the Ricky Gervais Show with Steve Merchant.
Thanks.
You were going to tell us a little story about
just
a Volvo
passed my
estate.
test.
Yeah.
My parents had a big Volvo estate, and it's quite a big car to drive.
My parents didn't have a car.
But I know you don't drive cars, Rick, but it's quite a big car to drive if you've just passed your test.
It's safe though, isn't it?
It is very safe, that was the thing.
Yeah.
And I come from the West Country, obviously. There's quite a lot of windy lanes.
No, you're joking, do you?
They have cars there.
Here he comes. Blimey, Carl.
Learnt on a tractor, automatic it was.
Do you want me to tell it or not?
Oh! Don't go above the accent! Oh no, I'm not a Wurzel, go on. Go on.
So I went to this party.
You have a go at him being from the north.
Not when he's telling an anecdote.
He's never telling an anecdote.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Yeah, go on.
so I went to a party, and I was quite excited because I had the car, I had the motor, and there was a chick heading down to the party that I was like, I had my eye on. And I thought, now I've got a car, and going to the party, it's going to be amazing, right? And various friends had said, like, can we get a lift? I thought, yeah, groovy. I'll pick up the chick as well, who was a friend of a friend. So cruising down to the party in the motor, the Volvo estate, and there's nothing sexier than that. Slipping a little bit of Billy Joel on the stereo or whatever. Something classy. Exactly. And maybe it was Billy Ocean. I think maybe it was quite a Billy.
Maybe it was Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car.
Ideally.
Yeah.
So I get to the party, and inevitably it was one of those house parties where the chick that I had my eye on, she kind of was chatting to other guys, and she wasn't really paying attention to me, and I was sort of...
Found out to get, was she again?
Same old story.
They make me
They
laugh.
know how to tease, don't they, the ladies?
They make me laugh. Who are they kidding?
So I'd follow her like a dog, from room to room.
Yeah.
And watch
Quite
her while...
literally, sometimes he was barking.
Yeah.
And
while, just watch her while she talked to other blokes. And then, obviously because I was driving, I wasn't drinking, so I was not really enjoying myself. And then somebody said, should we go and pick up Vera? And I thought, right, okay. And they went, Steve's got a car, let's all leap in there, we'll go pick up Vera. And this girl was like up for it as well, so I thought, brilliant, I'll be back in the car with her, away from all these lads. Yeah. One guy she had her eye on, he came as well, I was a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was in the car, so I'm driving down these country lanes, just driving along, and they're directing me, they're saying, go left here, go right. And then suddenly, we stop, and, one of them goes, just drive into that field, this pitch black field, right? And I'm sort of, well, it is my parents' car. Just drive in the field, Steve. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to, not seem like I'm a hard, cool, crazy kind of guy, because the chick's in the car. So I drove the car into the field, they all leapt out, started running off into the darkness, shouting, Vera, 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 where are you? So I'm just sort of sat there in the car, waiting.
Wasn't Vera Lynn, was it? Because she likes to hide in fields.
Bizarrely, it wasn't.
Right.
It was just, I was just left in the car, on my own with Billy Ocean, and suddenly, at the darkness, they come back holding a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig that they had stole from a nearby farm, and they knew that the pig was called Vera because someone knew the farmer or something. Anyway, so they got this pig, so now they're going, put the pig in the back of the car, we'll take it back to the party, it'll be hilarious. I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure I want a pig and all its, piggy crap in the car, right, crammed in there. But they say, yeah, so obviously I'm thinking again, I don't want to look like I'm, a nerd. I'm terrified of that, Rick, ever happened.
Yeah.
So,
So you go, hey, bring the pig into the car.
Exactly.
I'm no nerd.
Exactly.
Yeah, go on.
So now we drive off again. I got this pig kind of screeching in the back of the car. And, they say, stop again, let's do some cow tipping. And they do that old thing, about the fact because cows sleep standing up, don't they? So you can push a cow over and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're having a wild time, hilarious. So this time, now we get to a sort of dead end in the road. And, they say, well, turn around, let's go back to the party. And I'm thinking, fine. Try and do a 3-point turn in this very narrow country lane, right? Get the Volvo estate wedged horizontally across the road. Can't get it out, just can't seem to sort it out. I don't know what, I'm panicking because there's a pig in the car, right? And, local disgruntled farmers, right? People drunk, partying, probably off their head on some kind of weed, Rick.
Was it loads of blokes with, pitchforks and flaming torches
Exactly.
going, burn him. He's playing with our pig.
Exactly that. And so that, do you know, I was so terrified that all I could think was they're gonna have to send a helicopter to lower a magnet onto the top of the car to lift the car up and put it the right way round.
You used to read a lot of comics, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I started doing?
What?
Crying.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
So started crying, just very slightly, started getting upset. And the other guy that the girl fancied, he had to get into the driving seat and sort it out for me by slowly edging forward
So
and
that's
backwards.
the worst bit of the whole story.
Yeah, edging slowly back and forwards. He just sorted it out, just slowly worked the car back round, and then we were off.
You were just gently weeping.
Just gently
where
weeping in the back.
The bloke had just taken the bird that you saw from a distance.
Exactly.
That was basically your wife in your head by then.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't it? I can't
We
believe
were
it.
happily married with a pig for a child.
Don't joke, that could happen.
I know.
The pigs come, if you like.
Sorry? What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
When you do what, Carl?
What? What did you say? No, what did you say? Because I don't want to have to go to the radio authority again.
Yeah,
what did you say then? Just remember.
We are going out live, Carl.
Yeah, remember Tom Binns, right? What did you say?
What I'm saying is, why were they shouting Vera? Because pigs don't come to the name, do they?
Hey? I don't know the ins and outs of pig, of how to lure a pig into your trap.
Can I just tell you some very, very interesting things about pigs?
Please do.
Right. One, everyone knows they have a corkscrew-shaped penis, right?
Yeah,
A corkscrew-shaped penis.
Yeah,
That's the tail, isn't it?
Two, they can't look up. They can't put their head back and look up, right? Three, they can have a 30-minute orgasm.
Rick, is it only pigs that have got a corkscrew-shaped penis?
No, and landlords.
Okay.
Very handy.
Here's one for you.
Go on.
Like insect facts and stuff.
Go on.
If a man was a flea,
You could jump over St Paul's Cathedral.
no,
What?
wrong. It's gone up now. It's the big wheel. The big wheel.
The Millennium
Gone up
Wheel.
now. It's gone up now. Play a record. You're the best. Ash, there's a star on XFM 104.9. Now, Steve.
Yes.
Carl text messaged me in the week, very excited, because he just watched a programme that proved me and you were stupid. Remember we sort of championed the anti-supernatural?
Yes. Skeptical view.
We're just absolutely skeptical about things like that. We're atheists. We don't believe in ghosts, anything like that. Anything supernatural. We're followers of James Randi, a genius of our times. But Carl saw something that proved us wrong. I'd like Carl to tell you what this proof was, what he saw it on, and look at him. Go on then.
It was on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I was watching. You see, the problem is I didn't get the full story, so you could pick holes out of it.
Sure.
Unlike your usual investigations into the supernatural.
Which are
It was called, can I just say what the programme was called?
Mr. Exorcist.
Oh, brilliant.
So
Sounds like an academic work to me.
the bit that I caught, I just flicked it over, sort of seeing what's on the telly, and I thought, oh, Exorcist, I've seen it, but there's nothing else, and I watch it, and then I realised it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I'll have a bit of this. And there was an old woman and a daughter, and as far as I was aware, the bit I picked up on, they were saying, oh, you know, it's dreadful, and unless you've been through it, you know, you've had ghosts in your house and that, you really don't know what it's like.
Yeah, sure.
And the main thing that seemed to be getting them down was the fact that the budgie was getting stressed.
The budgie was getting stressed.
Because animals can sense the other side, can't
Okay. Can they?
they? Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And how was that manifesting itself? You don't know. What was the budgie doing?
I think it just wasn't happy.
Right. Did it explain that to people, or
No,
how
do you
did it
know,
express that?
budgies are known for being chirpy, aren't they?
I see, and it
And
wasn't chirping.
It normally swings on its little perch and that. And
Just depressed because it was
Right.
possessed.
It was just sat around in its pyjamas.
so
No, come on,
So,
Steve.
sorry.
Come on, Steve. You're making this a mockery. So the budgie was depressed because he could sense the ghost.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
this
yeah,
this guy, this Mr. Exorcist came round.
Was that his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
Was he a priest or something?
yeah, he might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I picked up
Did he
at the
have
end.
like a black coat with a little white collar? That's usually the.
He had his coat on, so you couldn't tell.
No, sure. Okay.
But so he came round and he sort of did his thing,
Yeah.
and then
And was
the
he trying?
next shot,
Was he trying to exorcise the budgie?
No,
the
the
ghost.
house.
Right.
The
so
house,
it
yeah.
wasn't that the budgie had a
He was
demon on
clearing the
him.
house
No.
out.
Okay.
No, this
So-
wasn't a possession, was it? This was a straightforward. It wasn't a poltergeist or anything. It was just a.
Well,
It's a haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Sure.
that's the thing he was saying. He was saying you can have like your ghouls and that aren't that bad, that aren't going to cause you any
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
obviously the budgie, they've got weak hearts and that, haven't they? And
Sure.
I
So
don't
so
know.
he go on. So how?
so anyway, basically he sorted it out, did whatever he did, and the next shot you see is like the budgie making a noise and swinging
It's
about.
happy
It's
again.
over the moon again, and the old woman was like happy because she was.
She couldn't believe it.
stressed.
Yeah.
And that's
The priest didn't come in and go, well, you should feed that bird. Give it a bit of millet. It was happy. He goes, right.
no,
See you
it's-
later. No. It was a. So
I mean, budgies are. My mum's got a budgie, and they're fairly happy all the time, aren't they? So it's got to be something very odd.
Right.
you never see a budgie sitting down going, I feel like topping myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Though?
No.
Do you know you can have like a moody dog? You can see a dog when it's unhappy if it's walking
Yeah.
down the street.
You can have a moody canary, can't you? And what they do is they often tell the police what you've been doing. They're known for that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
basically,
so that for you is proof that the supernatural exists. A bird in a cage got a little bit annoyed, wasn't chirping as much as it normally did. Who knows why? There could have been a little draft up its, and
Cloaca.
exactly.
That's
Anyway,
a medical term.
Anyway, a man came in and did whatever he did.
Yeah.
Use your phrase.
Mr. Exorcist, though, Steve.
Yeah.
This wasn't any bloke off the street. This was Mr. Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And for you, that's the proof that there's.
just because like if it was a person, you go, oh, they're playing up for the camera.
Yeah,
you know,
a budgie could possibly act like that, Steve.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're saying a budgie would not be trying to. It wouldn't be trying to become famous. Or
No,
just want to get
not
on the
like
telly.
not like Lassie.
No, sure.
It was
sure.
basically a show off.
Yeah, or
So-
Champion the Wonder Horse.
so
yeah.
What do you think?
I think
I've changed my tune, Rick. I don't know about you.
I have, and I think we should play a record.
I'd love to get Mr. Exorcist in. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Never dabble with things you don't understand,
Sorry.
like women. See what I did there?
Oh, he's turned that back on me.
Blur. Boys and girls.
Girls and boys, embarrassed yourself.
Blur. Girls and boys there, Steve, on XFM 104.9. So, it's not so bad, really, because we didn't plan the thing, you know.
No.
We've proved the supernatural. We were wrong about that.
Well, just one other question. Was there anything else in this woman's house that led her to believe that there were ghosts, or was it just the fact that, you know, Tweety, or whatever his name was, wasn't chirping?
You see, this is the problem. I was watching UK Style. I was watching something on that.
What were you watching on that?
It was, do you know, it's not changing rooms, it's like that, but cheaper.
Quite seriously, right? You might be the most interesting man in the world. I'm fascinated by it. I'd like to follow you. I'd like to have a hidden camera on you. I can ask you any question. You know, I'd like to have you in a cupboard in my flat. So I just think about it. I wonder what Carl thinks of that. And I'd just throw something at you, and you know what I mean?
It's weird, because that's what my dad did. Just kept me in the cupboard.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I wonder what Carl would
You're
think
never
about
stuck
this.
for a conversation point if Carl's around. That's
No,
what's genius about it.
he's always got an opinion. He's got an opinion about everything.
Yeah.
It's
But I love the fact he was watching UK Style without a shadow of irony.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No,
He's
that's,
just
that's,
like-
what, no, that's what I like about him.
Exactly, that's what's
I wouldn't
brilliant.
like it if he was trying to be
No, he's not.
kitsch
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I like it because he's down the line, straightforward, no nonsense.
Yeah.
This is what I like. You know what I mean? He's going to be sort of like Jeffrey Boycott, Dickie Bird when he's about like 60 or 70. He's going to get on a bus and go to the driver somewhere, you need an haircut, you look like a scruffy get. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
going to be a great old bloke that
Genius.
he doesn't get chinned in the pub.
Yeah.
Right? People protect him, you know, because he's like 70 or something. But it's great. You're looking forward. You're actually in that nod. I know that nod went. I can't wait to be 70.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Can I make a suggestion that we just get people, they can email in just questions or comments they'd like to hear from Carl. Maybe they just want to know his opinion on the Afghanistan situation.
Yeah, like
or
you know, like
last night's Coronation Street, whatever.
Yeah, like they do it. You know, in the NME or imagine that coming up to the election, they go, Billy says Labour. Oh,
Yeah.
Carl.
I think the Sun has White Van Man. Each
Oh,
day they interview a guy who drives a white van, see his opinions on various topics. Carl is very much our white man van. White
Yeah.
man van.
Yeah.
So
I think-
any query you have,
I think most of our listeners are.
any
to be honest.
opinion that you would like to hear voiced from the K-Man, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, or you can phone in, I forget what the number is.
Doesn't matter, does it?
700 800 1234.
Sweet.
Now it's time for our first regular feature of the day. That film sounds good.
That film sounds good.
I stopped the film reviews because I've done all the films that are 9 or
Yep.
10 out of 10. I don't want to
Yep.
drop my standards.
Absolutely.
This is a feature where it's a soundtrack of a film where I like a single from it and might want to see the film, might have seen the film. Today is our first request.
Right, interesting.
This is for Martin, who wants to hear Live in the City by Stevie Wonder, and it's
Genius.
from Jungle Fever.
Let's hear it.
Well, I love the song and I love the film.
Classic.
Living for the City.
Genius.
Stevie Wonder.
The man's a
From
god.
the film Jungle Fever.
Absolutely.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Well, not to be confused with Living in the City, which I think is a Desiree track.
So
never
you
did
know,
that.
because you're a huge
But
Desiree fan. of
we were grooving along to that. It's a great, not my favourite Stevie Wonder track. I actually, for He's Mr. Know-It-All, but a great track. Stevie Wonder's just fantastic anyway. And during that, we just had heads down, we just like, just enjoying the moment. We said, turn it up, didn't we? We liked it. Carl, just halfway through, just looking at me, he's got a driving licence.
Yep.
I went, what? He went, he's got a driving licence. I went, has he? He went, yeah, just for his own land. I went, you don't need a driving licence for your own land. He went, you might be right. He said, who else is blind?
I remember hearing something. It was someone famous
Right.
who shouldn't have a driving licence,
Well,
and they have. And I'm sure
a lot
it's
of people.
I'm sure it was someone who's blind. But you're right. It's a bit of an odd one.
isn't it? No, but don't forget, this hasn't just happened, this is in your head. So you can't say that and go, isn't that weird? How did that happen? It's in your head, don't forget at the moment. There is no proof
There's
of
no
this.
proof of that.
You can't say something and then go, isn't that strange? You said it.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't just see something happen out the window. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? what's in your head and what happened and all that? What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking, who's that other fella?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Why would he have a driving licence? He's blind as well. I think it's the blind thing we've got a problem with. It's the idea of people who are blind driving cars that's maybe made us question that. I mean, Stevie may have a driving licence. I very much doubt that he's passed his test.
No.
He probably hasn't even... I mean, he could have done the theory one, maybe. But that's touchscreen.
And until Labradors actually are allowed on the Queen's Highway,
Exactly.
I don't think we'll see many blind people driving
I
cars.
might be wrong.
You might be, mightn't you? Oh, we hadn't thought of that!
Yeah.
Oh! Yes, you might be wrong.
Could well be
well,
wrong.
there's a start. I fancy a bit of Ed Hardcore about now.
Well, Rick, you've embarrassed yourself because his name's Harcourt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play the song, Carl. Just mop up this ugly mess. Still to come, loads of our other features, of course, including Hip Hop Hooray!
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club and Love Burns, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
My name's Steve Merchant.
Carl, what's your name?
I press the buttons.
That's it.
Carl, I press the button.
Yeah. Oh, bless him. He's
People
got
are loving the K-Man, aren't they?
They are. People are saying they love him. He's just. Oh.
He is. He's
I think we've created a whole new Will McDonald.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Carl!
Or Gordon the Gopher.
I used to have a show in Manchester.
Did you
ya?
used to host a show?
Yeah, overnights.
What kind of things was it? What kind of stuff?
What sort of tip were you on?
Phone-ins and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did a phone-in?
Not a proper one.
What did people phone in about?
No, they didn't. That was what the problem. There was no phones. Go on.
No, just, you know, how things were going and that.
Problems. Were you like an agony uncle?
Kind of.
That's amazing. Imagine that. Imagine sending someone to Carl. You got problems? Is it delicate? We'll go to Carl Pilkington.
Hang on, looks like maybe there's some questions
Oh, we've got,
coming
I've
in.
got a few questions here. What's the one, what's Carl's view on...
Carl, what do you make of nudism?
Who's that from?
Let me just check who that's from. Hang
Sort
on.
of there's a time and a place for it.
That's from, it's very difficult to tell.
That's
on
great, you
these
see.
things. There's a time and a place for it.
That is just brilliant. That is Dickie Bird. That's that sort of northern, confident soundbite. What do you think of nudism? Time and a place for it.
There's a time and a
Would
place
you
for
do it, Steve?
Would I do nudism?
Yeah.
He's not allowed.
Not again.
No,
Yeah.
It's not nice, is it, really?
No, it's not with Steve. He's not allowed on any National Trust land doing it because he's caused the death of millions of starlings.
That's
See,
true.
there was something on BBC Choice the other night. It's a really short show. I haven't seen it before. Like an odd
It's
court
not
thing.
a bloke eating cuppa soup and then another short show like maybe someone cleaning their teeth with Colgate and then a really short show. What was it? Go on.
No, what it was about this old fella who he's into nudism, and he was saying he's done all right.
Did he
out
play
of it.
volleyball a lot?
He said he's done all right out of it because there's not many blokes who are willing to go nude for modelling and that, and he's
Yeah.
about 70, so it's not.
Is there much cry for that, do you think? Is there much demand for a
He's doing
70-year-old
all right.
nudes?
He's doing all right for it.
Sure. Good luck to him.
And the odd thing was, you see,
He had a corkscrew penis.
he was just like walking around on a main road in like a
In the bar.
seaside town, and
Right.
yeah, and cars would.
See, that's not nudism, is it? That's mental illness.
Yeah, he's just a bit deaf.
Yeah.
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 So
I tell you, one of your favourite programmes, isn't one of your favourite ones just that one with the hot air balloon? And it's
Yeah, you
adventures.
love that, don't
It just
you?
goes, it's like
Oh,
in
you love
Sydney,
that.
sometimes then he's at a carnival.
His favourite programme when he was little, he used to watch it for hours, was that little girl by a blackboard with two toys.
Yeah.
He used to love
You
that, didn't
enjoyed
you?
that, didn't you?
right, listen. Here's something else I learnt in the week, and we can use this if you want to give away the Incubus tickets.
Go on.
There's a
Oh, I
program.
must have, there's some tickets to give away later. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what it is later. Go on,
Who,
Carl.
who,
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to save it. It's a surprise. Go on, Carl.
Oh, have I ruined it?
No, go on.
Crack
Right.
on, mate, crack on.
Yeah. There was a program about the body.
Sure.
And what is it, right? Barbie doll. Why couldn't that be real?
Yes.
Play a record, Carl.
I do know the answer, actually, I have to say.
What do you
Yes.
mean, why
really?
couldn't it be real?
If the Barbie doll was like a real person,
Right.
it wouldn't work out.
I don't understand the question! And you do, this is what worries me.
I do understand the
Don't
question.
say
Why
you
do you
think it's
understand
good
it?
enough.
Because
Why
it's one of those facts which I've heard in the past, but so therefore, because I know the answer, the question makes sense. But unless you know the answer, the question makes no sense.
Well, of course it does.
That's what's brilliant.
Is it worth using for the tickets, do you think? Is it that good?
It's not a real question, Carl.
I don't
It
think
is.
it can really.
It can't be a real
Why?
question. Well, because it's like one of those things about, a man went into a field and died. Why? You have to ask a question, you go, because his parents didn't know, but, well, I've got a million explanations. Okay, she'd be hollow. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's right, actually. It is too vague. Why don't you give the answer, and then you'll understand what your question meant.
What was the answer?
She'd have to walk around on all fours because.
No, physically, the proportions of Barbie
Yeah.
could not be replicated on a real human woman, because she just couldn't have those dimensions.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Same goes for Fred Flintstone. Do you know what I mean? His head's half his body. It's a cartoon.
Right.
Don't have a go at Carl. He's the caveman. People love him.
Sorry.
God, they're
Have I
going
gone
to
too far?
alienate yourself.
I'd like some hip hop, Steve. Seriously.
laying into
I'd
me.
like some hip hop, Steve.
We'll come up with a question. We're giving away some Incubus tickets later. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's time for Hip Hop Hooray! This is from,
Hooray.
whoa, hey,
Yeah.
whoa. Hey, this is from De La Soul's 2000 album, not the current one. Artificial Intelligence,
Yeah.
Mosaic Thump.
Yeah.
a lot of
They've
people-
changed a bit, haven't
They have, and a lot of people have dismissed De La Soul, but there's still some tracks you can dig out.
Not as
that are good.
jazzy, but this is a soul tip to this
This
show,
is a
isn't
wonderful track. This is With Me. Play it, Carl.
Alive, POD or pod,
Absolutely.
as I call them.
Yep.
On XFM 104.9, a bit of rock.
Who are you?
I'm Ricky Gervais.
Steve Merchant here.
Yeah. Carl over there. Now listen, there's a bit of rock there.
Yep.
Takes us into a competition. We
Okay.
got Incubus tickets to give away.
Incubus, you say?
Now, I like Incubus.
Okay.
I mean, for what they are, but, I'm a bit worried about all this crossover, this new metal, and these people coming out that are a bit like Pearl Jam and a bit all this sort of. I'm not too sure about it. I'm still not convinced, but Incubus have got a bit of style about them. The competition we just ran there, the phone in, ask Carl and thing. People were phoning up. One person said, "What do you think about new metal?" Carl just quick as fast went, "I hate it."
Exactly.
And he threw a question right back at them and went, "Do you listen to that in the morning?" She went, "Yeah." He went, "Wow, you see, in the morning I like Ash. In the evening, I might listen to
I think he said Magic FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he is now, we've put him on a pedal, he's happy with his own opinions. Before he was like, don't know. And now he wants to tell the world. He'll be down Hyde Park Corner tomorrow, won't he? And they're going, right, who wants to know what I think about, I don't know,
At 2 o'clock, I will listen to the Human League.
Today at 4:13 I had one apple and listened to Primal Scream. Thank you. No, you're a great bloke, Carl. We better stop now because, you know, we're going to make you into the new
There'll be
Jeremy
more
Spake
from
if we're
Carl
not
next.
careful.
This is a very last question that this is Jim, he's emailed in. He says, does Carl think that that Waterworld, Mad Max, Judge Dredd or similar films present an accurate portrayal of what a post-apocalyptic world might be like? How do you imagine the world will be, Carl,
I
when
haven't seen
the
any
bomb
of
is
them, so
dropped?
I've got no comment.
You've got no comment?
Okay, let's forget the films. What do you think the world might be like if there was, say, a nuclear war and we had to survive underground for a while till all the, waste went away and we could come out and we could eat fruit again and, it was all weird and we had to start from scratch?
I'd rather die.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wouldn't you?
Uh,
Wouldn't you?
Well, supposing it was sort of like, Britain was just, it was, all the buildings had gone, right, or there was some bit of scavenging, there was like, and we hid underground and we came out, sort of in 10 years' time. Don't keep shaking your head, you don't know the question. You can go, no, rather die. And it was fine, you lived on tin fruit for a few years, right? Then you had to come up and start again, you had to find other civilizations.
I'd want that thing that, is it Walt Disney had? Sort of
Cryogenically
put me in a
preserved.
fridge thing and say, look, wake me up when it's all built again. I couldn't be doing with that, walking around with a hard hat on all day.
Yeah, what would you do? Set an alarm clock? You're the only person, you get in a fridge and even know, if you find this, do not disturb till 2012.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, but saying that wasn't. Well, I mean, what would you do first? You just come out into the light. It was just like Saxon Britain. There was nothing. You'd have to start again. What would you do? What would you do first?
I'd probably go and see where I live now to see what's left of it.
I love how he thinks. Oh,
Carl, if you were the last man on Earth, right,
Yeah.
and you had to have one other woman with which to start the human race again, right,
Yeah.
and not your girlfriend, who would you start the human race again with? Which person would you want to? Bear in mind, it's not just like the fact that you've got to have kids. They've got to be able to provide something in this world. They've got to be leaders.
And they might be all melted. And
exactly. So their beauty may have.
They've just got one good eye, but now they can tell what you're thinking because of radiation.
Yeah.
And they tried to go through a pod, and there was a fish in there for some reason in their Wellington.
I mean, for me, probably.
Now, what would you rather kiss, a mermaid or a unicorn?
Carl, quickly.
Mermaid.
Why?
No, no, I want him to answer my
Because it's
question.
got a lady's face. Okay then. What would you rather kiss, a lady with the body of a fish or the body of a horse?
A fish. Wouldn't you?
This is the best thing in the world. It's just like, you know when you call a file a rude word, and then the computer goes, do you want to open tits? You laugh, because it's like, that's what playing with Carl's like. It's sort of like you input it, and you always get, you know what I mean? You sort of get...
You get more back than you bargained for.
Oh,
probably only because I've seen films, that one with that Hannah Darrell or whatever her name is in, and she looks alright. I've never seen
Hannah
a film
Darrell,
with a woman with a horse's body. Maybe if I've seen one, I might change my mind.
Okay, can you email us a picture of a woman with a horse's body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Or do they exist?
Anyway.
Do you reckon unicorns exist, Carl?
No.
Let's play another song then, because I think we were going to give away some Incubus tickets. We seem to have got sidetracked.
Okay. Well, I'd like to play my song For the Lovers. I'm not ashamed of this. It's an early Bowie track. It's his sort of, version of soul. It's off the Young Americans album, and it's a beautiful song called Can You Hear Me? David Bowie, at his best there.
Yeah.
Young Americans, Can You Hear Me? You said it when the record was on, Steve. You're not going to hear this sort of eclectic mix of music anywhere.
Anywhere else, Rick?
We go from hip-hop to soul, to hip-hop and soul, to soul-y type hip-hop.
And then some soul-y hip-hop hop. Here.
And Ash.
And the joy of it is, Rick, that if people are open-minded enough and broad-minded enough, as I hope our listeners are, they're going to be loving this.
And we played Early Outen last week. We didn't care, Ty. We don't care what he's done since or what he's like now.
We're not interested in reputation. Rick.
I don't judge. You know what I mean? If they do a good track,
can I say this
let's
now?
play that track.
I am not interested in what people think's cool.
No, obviously.
No, I'm interested in what people think is good, Rick.
Yeah.
Alright?
No, I'm interested in what we think is good,
I
Steve.
don't care about what women think is traditionally handsome.
No.
I play by my own rules.
Yeah, exactly. You do, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not in it for their amusement.
I'm not in this game for anyone's amusement.
No. Obviously not.
Jeez,
Now,
and all these women with the, I want to be able to have a conversation.
Yeah. I want to have an orgasm.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, that was, David Bowie there. We've played some great tracks here, but we've got more to come, haven't we?
We have indeed, yes. Plenty more to come, Rick, but we're going to give those Incubus tickets away.
We've got our competition. Now, we were talking about, people keeping an open mind. Now, our listeners have got open minds. They're like, they're not only open, they're blank.
Yeah.
They're, you know what I mean, really.
Empty canvases.
From the ones that have been, from the ones that have been phoning up, I don't know how they dialed.
No.
I think they're wrong numbers or they sat on the phone or something.
Sure.
And a lot of old listeners are coming back.
A lot of people from the old days of XM.
I don't know, they're obviously been allowed out.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, that's caring the community, Rick.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people now get thrown out of those homes
So
or
I thought,
detox centres.
Yeah, I thought maybe an old question, something I'd explored 3 years ago,
What
4 years
excites
ago.
me is the fact that, clearly all those kind of needle exchanges and things like that really helping people stay alive, and that's a joy.
Sure.
That's evidence there on the phone.
Yeah. Now, what about this? Now, you know the answer to this, I've done this before.
Okay.
Right? There is one London station.
Rick, we've done this in the last couple of weeks!
Oh, you think I'm going to say St John's Wood?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
There is one London station that has no vowels.
That has no vowels?
No, it's not.
Oh no! You've not thought this
No,
through
it's one
at all.
vowel. It's one vowel. It is one vowel.
So there's one London station with one vowel?
I can't remember the answer though.
Oh no, this is pathetic. This is so rubbish. I so want to be on someone else's show. Like Camfield would be good, or just on like Dr. Fox.
We like Dr. Fox now, don't we?
Fox is amazing.
We like him. He's come through on that Pop Stars Tonight.
I love Foxy.
I like his little trunk. He's like a little trunk, and he works out, and he's got a bike and everything. But I like him. He's optimistic. He wears too much blusher, and I like his suits.
But it's the fact that it's like, however hard he tries, he just doesn't look right on the telly. He just looks like a man who's been sewn into that suit.
I know.
Did I tell you when I saw him once riding here into Capitol, on his Harley?
Oh, is that
such a joy.
Yeah. It's, no, we like Foxy. What about Simon Cowell? Oh, boo. What about that Nicky Chapman?
Like her.
Yeah, what about who's the other one?
Oh, Waterman.
Waterman. Up and down,
He's
Waterman.
a bit of a knob.
Wow, come on, you can say that, but he's sold millions of records.
None of this talking...
So's our price.
None of this talking is disguising the fact that we've still not managed to give those Incubus tickets away.
Okay,
What about this?
What about this?
You've got nothing, have you?
No.
Running on empty.
Yeah.
Play a record.
Hives there on XFM 104.9. Right, we've got a competition question. Steve's come up with it at the last minute.
This is just to check if you are a regular listener of the show.
Yeah,
okay?
we would like to reward loyalty.
Exactly, absolutely. So, last week on the show, Ricky described a story that happened to him back in the 80s when he was making his TV appearance on Razzmatazz with his band, and he had to fly out, was it to Newcastle?
Yeah.
And he tried to get on a plane, and a pop act of the 80s tried to help Ricky sneak aboard an aeroplane.
But failed.
But they failed to do it.
At the height of their powers.
And they were at the height of their powers. What was the name of that outfit?
Should we put them on the line?
Absolutely, let's hear
Well,
it. There's the people there already. This is to win Incubus tickets. Please do not be mental.
Don't be mental or swear or say anything libelous or nasty.
Yeah.
Just be nice. You won't win if you're not. Go on. Hello?
Hi, who's that?
Oh, I've got my headphones on, haven't I?
Put your headphones on, Rick. I'll just keep her talking.
Oh, no.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello?
Okay, hello.
Hi.
there. What's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Where are you calling from?
Clapham Junction.
And do you know the answer?
I do.
Okay.
Is it Bucks Fizz?
It was indeed Bucks Fizz.
It was the Fizz. It was indeed the Fizz.
Well
Do
done.
you like Incubus?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you see, if I was interrogating you, I'd go, you hesitated.
Yeah.
There's so many people phoning up who are desperate for these Incubus tickets. Please don't make
They
us
are
give them to
rightfully,
you.
no, to be fair, they're rightfully yours. Right,
I tell you what, I'll have a T-shirt if you give them the tickets.
Okay, is that just any old T-shirt, or
No.
Can we send her a T-shirt? Carl's nodding.
we think we can send you a T-shirt?
Right, we'll get you a T-shirt. How are you going to do that then, Carl? Because you've got to take her name and everything now.
You keep talking a minute.
Yeah.
This is pathetic.
This
This
is
wouldn't
amazing,
happen
isn't
with Dr. Fox. He'd have it
Foxy
all
wouldn't
planned.
do this.
Can I say as well, there's a bank, there's a train station with one vowel.
Yeah, but there's loads, aren't there? He hasn't thought it through.
No.
Bo as well, there's many. Listen, Carl, make a note of her number.
It can't have been that. I can't remember it. What was it? I remember I tried it the last time I tried it. I
This is
think,
a shambles.
and I couldn't work out. Then there was wrong answers. I remember Aldwych came up. Maybe it's Aldwych. What's
Carl doing now?
Who's he talking to?
I don't know, he's talking to her, but what?
Say again?
Look, quick, let's think of something. Come on.
Hello, are you still on this line?
No, he's picked up the phone now.
So what am I doing?
Shit, we're giving away, we're letting people behind the curtain. Let's keep up this veneer of professionalism.
This is so rubbish. Isn't
Come
it?
on, no,
It's okay.
don't draw attention to it.
Okay, all right.
Quick, let's just talk and make
Steve, what are you doing tonight? Looking forward to Pop Stars?
I'm looking forward to a lot.
Who do you want to win?
I'm glad you've asked, Rick. I'd love to see Darius have a bit of success, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably going to be the stutterer.
I think it is going to be Gareth. He has a name there, Steve. I think it's going to be Gareth. Yeah, apparently in the polls in the week he's getting twice. We're back, don't we?
Okay.
All right, Carl. So she's getting a T-shirt, is she?
Lovely.
Right, who's that on the line?
Next contestant.
Hello. This is amazing.
An error.
I mean, we couldn't do this worse. Go on.
Exactly.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello. Who's that?
it's Dan.
Dan. Hello, Dan.
Danny.
Alright,
So,
mate.
do you want to go to Incubus?
I'd love to, man.
Okay. Hold on. This is pointless because he's just heard the last. He's heard the answer.
Yeah, it's definitely Bucks Fizz.
This is mad. We didn't think this through.
No, but let's be honest, he wouldn't have been on the line if he didn't know the answer. Are you cheating?
No.
Dan, he says he's not cheating.
This is fail-safe.
That's fail
This is our rigorous. I can't
Screening
believe this. Dan, you're going to Incubus.
Oh, cheers, man.
Well
That's
done.
blinding.
Well done.
Oh.
Nice one.
Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Cheers. Carl, what do we have to do? Do we just hang up, or what happens?
No, you play a song and...
Play a song then.
You've got his details.
Yeah.
Oh,
Play
God.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
feeder just today. That reminds me of this Christmas where my 51-year-old brother wouldn't let anyone near the PlayStation 2 because he was playing Gran Turismo. And he has to build his car up and buy it. He just played it from about 6 o'clock till sort of 3 in the morning.
Was it bought for him or?
About 3. I don't know, but we had to watch him.
Brilliant. Why that song particularly?
It's on it.
Oh,
It's I think Feeder feature all over it, don't they? On the soundtrack, yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
I was on the tube the other day, Rick. So I was just coming into Finchley Road.
Yeah.
And I was on the train. I know you don't travel on the tube anymore. 'Cause
No.
you're too famous. But
I never did.
No. Fair enough.
It's not that I don't really recognise. It's just that it's beneath me.
Fair enough. And they're on the tube in each carriage on these newer ones. There are kind of these flaps that are normally locked closed, and there was one of them that's swinging open. And inside there were various buttons like on, off, self-destruct, whatever. But seriously, like doors operating.
Train quicker.
Exactly. And you were thinking, like, you don't want some, kind of oik, sort of fiddling around pressing buttons and stuff. It could be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
So I got off of Finchley Road. I thought, I'll be a good commuter. I'll mention this to the staff, and they'll probably, they'll thank me for it. And if it's an attractive young staff member, I mean, they never are on the tube. Have you ever seen an attractive member of staff at a tube station?
Oh, come on, steady
They
on.
are such freaks. I mean, I know that's the pot kettle black thing.
They're all from Devon, apparently.
They're grotesque people, really.
All right, steady on.
And so anyway, I went up to this guy. I thought
the uniforms don't out though, do they?
They don't. It's pretty grim. And so I went up to this guy. I said to him, "Excuse me, I was just on the train there, and there was a flap open. I could see all these buttons and things." He went, "Right." I was like, "Yeah, well, I just think, it might be, wandering hands, a small child or something." Yeah. Right.
Small child.
He went, "What carriage was it?" I said, "Well, I don't really know what carriage it was. I just, maybe at the next stop someone should come and check." He went, "Well, how are they going to check if they don't know what carriage it's in?" And at that point, I just wanted to smack him in the face. I just thought, I'm in a hurry. I've got no reason. There's no gain for me about telling this. It's not going to help me out in any way, not financially, nothing. I'm just trying to help you out, and that's your attitude. And I was absolutely livid.
I'm getting so intolerant in my old age.
I can't stand it.
Bad service, bad attitude. Just, it drives me mad. It makes my blood boil, and
livid. I was one time, right, I was down in the centre of town. This was after some of the big explosions. The IRA had, various things. And everyone was on kind of bomb alert, very nervous, very scared. And there was a sort of a bag in the street. This was the centre of London or whatever. And my friends and I were a bit edgy, but a bit nervous. And we're outside this pub, and we saw the bag, and we thought maybe we should we'll tell the landlord and that. So we told the landlord, right, and he came out and he looked at it, he thought, "Oh, you're right, lad, it does look a bit shifty." And this is what he did. This was his security measure, right? He was going to call the police, but in the meantime, he picked up one of those sandwich boards that advertises what food's being served in the pub, just placed it over the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fail. So
that is what the bomb disposal unit use very often. Like you see them up and down Oxford Street. They're not people selling stuff.
Sure.
That's just
they will leap on a bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love the idea because what we did was we moved about 100 yards down the road because we thought if the bomb goes off, we want to see it. That'll be dramatic.
Yeah.
We don't want to get injured. But I love the idea of like a sandwich board flying off into the air and just embedding itself in someone's head.
Yeah. Well,
no one would have been injured.
Who do I sue?
That sandwich board.
Well, that was Ron, the landlord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My God, is that Cumberland pie for £5.95? I can't believe my luck. John, I think there's something more serious. Anyway,
paramedics going, I can't, 99p a pint.
It's brilliant.
I'm going to come back here.
So anyway, listen, he calls the police, right? And so after a while, about, it was like 40 minutes later, and I think the police do a good job. I'm not trying to bake down on the police. I think it's a good job, and I respect the police. But, this police van turns up after about 40 minutes of waiting, right? And this guy leaps out of the van and he goes, "What? You're the guys who reported this, are you?" And we went, "Yeah." He went, "Right." And he looked at the bag and he picked it up, he unzipped it, and there was just some rubbish in there. And he just threw it at us. He went, "There's your bomb for you," and threw it at us to teach us a lesson, and then got in the van and drove off. And it was like, what lesson are you teaching us about being good citizens?
You presumably reported him, did you?
Well, of course we're not wasking at him, it's not.
Do you know what I think? I think he thought it was a bomb.
Right.
And he was trying to blow you up to teach you a lesson.
Well, possibly.
That's bad. That is really bad.
It just winds me right up, stuff like that.
Once, right, me and Bill, we had it was like 1983, and we had like extensions and cut off t-shirts and jeans and
sexy.
Like make neuromantic. And we were just eating chips on a corner, right? And it was a Saturday, so I assume it was like football patrol, about 12 police, and they sort of slowed down and looked at us, and he wound the window down, and the bloke driving shouted, "You look like a couple of prats." Bill turned to me and went, "Is that an offence?" And I remember wanting to laugh at the joke, but thinking, that's annoying.
Yeah,
of course. That isn't. They were right.
Well, yeah, but
No, they were right. It's not really a police issue, I don't think.
Someone called into HQ that morning. Guys, if you see anyone looks a bit, the fashion police.
We've heard there's a bit of a to do. Apparently a couple of prats are walking round.
Yeah. We need someone to go on fashion police patrol.
Send in Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. Will you? Oh dear. But, we respect the police.
Yeah,
We're not
I'm not having a go. It's just those few that give them a bad name, really.
Yeah, exactly.
High five for it.
Hey, I think the boys in blue do a good job.
And do the firemen.
Yeah,
Firemen do as
especially firemen. I remember once, this is really embarrassing, this is the arrogance of youth, right? In a hall of residence, every time someone did toast, the fire alarms went off. I remember once it was like 2 in the morning, and we all had to go outside, and it was just toast set off thing, but it was linked, and about 8 fire engines turned up, and they're all coming in, right, and I said, oh, this is so embarrassing, why am I telling this?
Go on.
I just went, there's enough of you.
God!
And the fireman said, he just went, shut your mouth, mate.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh God, he's right. It's one of those things you remember 10 years later.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing.
I know, but
I want you to publicly apologise to the fire brigade.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Because I never did stuff like that.
Oh, that is twatish.
I was too busy saying, can I try on your helmet?
Oh dear. Oh, we better play another song,
play a
haven't we? Oh, this is, a great track. This is, Groove Armada. It's from, the album Goodbye Country, Hello Nightclub. It's the opening track. It's all called, Sun Toucher. I think you'll like this, Steve.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Groove Armada there, and Sun Toucher. Do you like that?
I didn't mind it, actually. I didn't realise you were a Groove Armada dance music fan.
Well, no, Jane played that to me today. I didn't know that before, but I loved it immediately. It's great. It's like a soundtrack mixed with a little bit of
Sure.
hip hop, and it's all like a big mix.
A big melting pot.
Yeah.
I just wish that's what the world was, really.
So do
where
I.
we could
So do I.
just,
So do
you know,
I.
everyone
Yeah.
could live in harmony.
I wish it was an onion.
Oh, if only the world were a great big onion.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe one day.
Well, this is nearly the end of the show.
Absolutely.
It's been Ricky Gervais on XFM 104.9 with Carl. And, it's been a great show, and, I've just, there's been some laughter, there's been some tears, there's been some jokes, there's been some political satire.
I'd like to think so.
But, above all, there's been some chat with friends.
And there's been some bloody great music, let's not forget that.
I don't think we need to swear at this time.
It's late juncture.
Yeah, because you make yourself look a cock, and me look a twat, and
true.
Carl look like a complete...
Song for the
Go on.
ladies. Rarely do you get a chance to play on a radio station 7 minutes worth of Led Zeppelin. But screw it, I thought, it's the end of the show, we don't give a damn, it's an amazing
Be careful
song.
with the language, screw, damn and bloody. Do not a sermon make.
Rick, it's a beautiful song. If you're not a Zeppelin fan, stick with it. It's not roaring rock as you'd expect. The Rain song from Houses of the Holy. See you next time.